The senior advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Olisa Agbakoba, of course, have advised the president and the Senate president to the need to reconvene for national conference to address the myriads of problems bedeviling the country by summoning all the ethnic nationalities that makes up Nigeria in order to discuss the way forward for Nigeria and to discuss, of course, the continued existence of Nigeria and a possible dissolution of Nigeria without any further ado. Your take on that?
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Christian. The very respectable senior advocate of Nigeria, Olisa Agbakoba, a renowned, lawyer and activist for over 40 years in this Nigeria entity. What he said actually is correctly on point, and I think I'm in support of it. It is not unknown to every meaningful Nigerian. It is not unknown to every meaningful Nigerian that our constitution is bereft. It is not unknown for us as Nigerians that our constitution, is faulty. And in every nation, the constitution serves as the foundation of the sanctity of their nation. Our constitution is one-sided, it is lopsided. In our constitution, we have one religion being recognized, which is the Sharia law. In that same constitution, we have whereby a region is being, placed in a point of advantage point. So many people have been excluded through that constitution. Don't forget the history of that constitution. The constitution was foisted on us by a northerner. More importantly, a military northern leader. In every, Senate climb, before the constitution is adopted, there is a call for a roundtable, whereby every stakeholders are called upon to agree that is this constitution okay by them. That has not happened. The constitution, which is a book, this book contains our guiding principles. It must bring into account all our differences, our cultures, and this is what Olisa Agbakoba is asking the president and the Senate president to take into consideration. I believe now is the best time for us to do that. And let me tell you why. We have never had a situation whereby people who have always clamored for true federalism will be in the corridors of power. Don't forget, the president, whilst he was still a governor, he has always advocated for true federalism, whereby states will tend to control their resources. Akpabio, while he was a governor, he also spoke about this. So I believe now is the best time for Nigeria to get ready. But I think we the citizens will have a very special role to play. Because don't forget, a very foremost journalist, Ruben Abati, having spent over 5 years in Asoro, he said, I think in Asoro there is juju there. But when you get inside, you forget everything you're doing. Is it not apparent that Senator Fabio has forgotten what he spoke about some years ago? Is it not becoming apparent that Tinubu is now a total different man? This is a man who has always advocated for, decentralization of power. But today, he's now looking like a different person entirely.
I don't know if you listened to this Duke, a very sound lawyer. He said that Nigeria has a structural defect, and you cannot sustain or build anything on Nigeria current situation, constitution, and expect it to stand. Otherwise, it will collapse on all and sundry. It's just a matter of time.
You see, the constitution we have is a sandy soil, and we are trying to build over 20-story buildings on a sandy soil. You see, we are just a group of people who would rather not go into action but to pray for miracle to happen. There is no any level of miracle that will sustain such structure other than it getting what? destroyed. This constitution is evidently partial to the Southerners. Doesn't matter if you are a Southwesterner or a Southerner or Southeasterner. This constitution favors the Northerners outrightly. And this is why we will see anytime we are calling for a constitutional reform, these northern senators will always stand against it. And it's a shame. It's an indictment on our southern senators who cannot put aside their differences and come together collectively and topple the northern senators.
Yes, he said that this issue of constitutional reform is not something that should be left, of course, at the table of the senators, that every region must have it represented. It's about the people's reflection, people's views and position, whether to continue as a country or if need be, to dissolve. There is nothing wrong, Nigerians dividing in the common good of all.
There are agitation going on in the southeast, which is an absolute, ejection from this entity called Nigeria. If it wasn't violent, if it didn't come in its nature, the South and the Southwest, including the Niger Delta, should join their cause, provided we take away this violence. If we did
let us quickly resolve, and I'm happy I had the chance to speak to both President Tinubu and President Agbakoba about the need to quickly resolve this problem, because that's the key. If we resolve the Constitution and agree what we want to do, and that agreement may be we want to go to pieces. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would prefer, personally, that we agree to be one country, because I like a big country like Nigeria. So that's what I'm saying. So I was an activist several years ago. 29 years and 71 years is a very long time. So Sambo, do not think I haven't grown in all these years. Of course, I've matured. I have more wisdom than when I was 29. So I cannot be talking about, going to the streets and fighting. I'm an older man. So wisdom comes to the table. I'm a wise man today. So I will use my wisdom to advise my younger people on the streets that this is the way to go. We all accept the parliamentary sovereignty of the National Assembly. What we quarrel with is that they are too slow in resolving Nigeria's constitutional arrangements. Now, if that is correct, then all what you are saying will be child's play. He will just dismantle the structures. And I'm still hoping, I haven't lost hope in President Tinubu, and I hope that he is listening, and I do hope that he will crush all those enemies of progress, put them in their place, and say, you know what? I want a new Nigeria. I want, when I finish my first 4 years, people will say, this is a great president. That's a clear vision of what I want to do, and I'm going to change. It is in the hands of President Tinubu to turn Nigeria around, nobody else. The chief executive officer of this country is President Tinubu, nobody else. So all the examples you give are well taken. But it is up to President Tinubu to say to everybody around him, I am the commander-in-chief. I am the chief of state. Please go and sit down. What I want to do, come on, Sambo. I'm sure you're a married man. In your house, don't you set the rules? Don't you set your rules? Who can come to my house and set my rules? My maid or my driver? I'm in charge of my house. So the president is in charge of Nigeria. Nobody can mess with me in my house. I will set the rules. I'll be fair, treat people rightly, but I will say, here's how I want to go. So President Tinubu, who is a good friend of mine, I urge him to exercise the full powers vested in him by Section 5 to turn the country. People are all suffering. People are dying.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure he can see that. So let him exercise the fullest powers given to him by the Constitution. Anyone that stands in his way, crush him.
All right.
Crush him, remove him.
Dr. Agbakoba, we're actually in a democracy, so the use of crush, some people may actually have a problem with that. But in 2017...
No, don't say that. I beg. Sambo, leave that one.
Okay.
Democracy requires the application of rules. I will apply the rules in the most effective way. Anyone who stands in my way, I will crush.
Well,
Nigerians have in fact been overpatient since 1960. I have been that you are talking to. I've been overpatient. I was 29 when I entered this thing. Now I'm 71. What do you want me to do? Till I go to my grave? We have to take tough decisions. We need to assist our president. And we hope that our president has the energy to do the right thing. When we understand our president has the energy to do the right thing, you'll be very surprised at the kind of people that will come. What is the right thing? It's simply to make people happy. It's simply to reduce the price of rice from 60K to 6K. That's all. You think Nigerians are difficult people? They're the easiest people to govern. But the problem is people in Abuja sit and make rules that don't suit us. So President Tinubu must confront that evil. He must fight them. He must crush them. You say you don't like the word crush. I will re-emphasize that President Tinubu must crush the evil. These are devils that are stalling Nigeria and making us look foolish. He has to crush the people who don't want democracy. That's my view.
All right.
I don't care if you like it or not. That is my view.
Dr. Agbakoba, just before I let you go,
say what you think. That's my view.
In 60 seconds, just before I let you go.
I know you're not happy. I know you're not happy. I'm using strong words, but this is the time to use strong words.
Yeah.
Democracy or not democracy, we have suffered enough. We have suffered enough in this country.
Yeah.
How can I pay my driver 100,000? No, please listen to me. How can I pay my driver 100,000 for him to buy rice of 60K? Because we have people in Abuja chopping all our money. The nonsense must stop. The nonsense must stop. And the president of Nigeria must be the person to lead this crusade in the context of a constitutional process. That is what I'm saying to you, Sambo.
And just before I let you go, Dr. Agbakoba, there have been talks here and there that President Tinubu is also not following what he has said in the past. That, for example, having a 48-member cabinet actually shows that he is not in sync with the realities of the country, cutting the cost of governance, and that most of his ministers just don't understand the times that Nigerians are in at the moment. And of course, you've seen scandals here and there.
Sure.
Would you be advocating for a cabinet reshuffle now that the president has got a Supreme Court affirmation, and which gives him the leverage to take crucial decisions, like you had said?
Let me put it this way. I'm not disappointed, but I would hope that. Well, okay. Let me backtrack. President Tinubu has been in office for about 6 months, so he's a captain on an aircraft. Difficult takeoff, tough decisions. So he's got headwinds. So his plane is buffeting around. So all these simple errors I see that he has made, I hope he can correct it so he can get to cruising level. Because that's what we want, cruising level. He's on the climb out. And any pilot who understands what climb out means knows that that is the most difficult time for a pilot. Full attention. I don't know what President Tinubu was doing in Owerri. That was a waste of time to go to the inauguration of Senator, whoever he is in what do you call it, in Owerri. Focus! That's what it is. Focus on what you need to do. Leave all this sidetrack, wedding, book launch, and all that. Go to Aso Rock and do your work. And I am still prepared to say that I have some hope that President Tinubu will deliver. I will be disappointed if he doesn't. The cabinet is too large, a couple of mistakes, but let me say that these may be early decisions that may be better done. On the whole, I hope he will take charge of his government and exercise the power vested in him. No other person. There's no other person, no minister, no authority that President Tinubu needs. In particular, as he came to office without any IOUs. So I'll be most disappointed if President Tinubu does not achieve. There's no reason why he can't achieve. And I'm sure that, and I want to be positive, otherwise I'll be negative, because 200 million Nigerians are not even interested in whether President Tinubu is the president or President Obi or who. What Nigerians want is a good life. That's all they want. I can tell you that. That's all they do not care who is the president. But please, President Tinubu, I appeal to you, if you're listening, take advantage of history. Mark your name so that the day we write the Nigerian story, when we come to this period, they'll say, there's a guy called President Tinubu. This guy was fantastic. That's what I pray for him to achieve. Because the country has suffered too much.
Yeah.
You are suffering, I'm suffering.
We must thank you so much. I'm afraid this is the much we can take. But I really love your optimism at 71, and you still believe that this country can work.
It's not helping our democracy. Where I'd like to anchor tonight is in a question relating directly to the plight of Nigerians. Millions of them that your party made promises to when you were seeking power. And the president, the leader of your party, had said he danced for it, he begged for it, he canvassed for it, he asked for it. But then if you ask the average person on the street, they will tell you their plight and how things are biting, the situation of things in the country is, and how biting the state of the economy is. Is your party thinking of an immediate measure? Look at the rate of the Naira to the dollar, and look at the rate of prices of commodity. We've entered into another year. One would be wondering if your party has a thinking that it needs to take some emergency decisions to alleviate the sufferings of the Nigerian people.
Sheon, there's no, there's no denying that the economic environment is rather tough. It is tough and has been tough for a very long time. It hasn't been easy for the ordinary person in our country for many, many years. It's not just under this administration. It's not just under the previous administration. It's been under the past administrations. Because quite frankly, we got here today because we generationally created the conditions that has put us in this predicament. And there are no quick fixes. Our party made promises quite all right. Our party and the leader of our party, the President of the Federal Republic.
Oga APC, I would like to let you know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Thank you very much for joining us today. I appreciate you all, my people. Today is 20th January 2024. I appreciate you all. Una see what this man they talk, that yes, he agreed that everything is tough right now in Nigeria, but it has always been like that. But I would like to remind this man at this particular moment that during the time of, I don't even want to go far. Let's just talk about Buhari. Buhari was a terrible experience that, one of the terrible experiences that we've seen or experienced in Nigeria history. But still, dollar was about 280 to 320 naira at that particular time before Buhari left office. And this man is saying that Nigeria have always been tough. Why can't Tinubu just leave it the way he found it? Dollar, as we speak right now, is almost 1,400 naira, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Pounds is about 1,600 naira, if I'm not mistaken. Bag of rice before Buhari left office was 35,000 naira. As of today, is 60,000 naira, if I'm not mistaken. Petrol, fuel was 165 naira per liter when satanic Buhari was there. But as of today, it's between 650 to 700 naira, if I'm not mistaken. And you see people like this come to mainstream media to deceive gullible Nigerians. Not me. I don't know. If you know, you are part of the people that can argue what he's saying today that is right, you are gullible. The reason why we are bringing all these things here, for you guys to know that this is the situation we find ourselves right now in Nigeria, whether you like it or not, is affecting everybody directly or indirectly. Yes, it's even affecting those of us in abroad. It's affecting all of us right now. It's terrible, but I'd like you guys to listen to what this man have to say here. Thank you.
On the other side, on the other political divide, are not willing to do. They want to simply make a demand, it must be in our favor. If it's not, then the courts can go to hell. That is not the attitude, and it's not helping our democracy.
Where I'd like to anchor tonight is in a question relating directly to the plight of Nigerians. Millions of them that your party made promises to when you were seeking power. And the president, the leader of your party, had said he danced for it, he begged for it, he canvassed for it, he asked for it. But then if you ask the average person on the street, they will tell you their plight and how things are biting, the situation of things in the country is, and how biting the state of the economy is. Is your party thinking of an immediate measure? Look at the rate of the Naira to the dollar, and look at the rate of prices of commodity. We've entered into another year. One will be wondering if your party has a thinking that it needs to take some emergency decisions to alleviate the sufferings of the Nigerian people.
Sheung, there's no, there's no denying that the economic environment is rather tough. It is tough and has been tough for a very long time. It hasn't been easy for the ordinary person in our country for many, many years. It's not just under this administration. It's not just under the previous administration. It's been under the past administrations. Because quite frankly, we got here today because we generationally created the conditions that has put us in this predicament. And there are no quick fixes. Our party made promises quite all right. Our party and the leader of our party, the President of the Federal Republic, is working hard night and day to move us away from the current difficulties. Now, he has also made clear that some of the decisions he has made will have transient impact on a number of areas of our national life. And he has appealed, and we continue to appeal for Nigerians to understand that for us to get to where we need to be, we will need to go through some rough patches. That is what it is. And, again, when you say this, it's as if you're being defensive. And I'm not being defensive. My elementary understanding of economics instructs me that there are very few countries that have achieved, stability today who didn't go through, series of, twists and turns to get them to the place where they are more comfortable. We, the current generation, we are the ones who are called upon now to make the sacrifices. Because, I am certain that, in time, we are not going to remain like this. And by the way, Nigeria has been forecasted to be one of the, countries, if you fast forward to, say about, 30, 40, 50 years from now, we are forecasted to be one of the countries that would be right there, perhaps some of the fifth largest economies in this world. So, it is not hopeless. But again, on behalf of my party,
now, hear what this man they talk. He said 30, 50 years from now, Nigeria has been forecast that it will be up there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to me now, if you know so you don't cross 60, 70, that 30, 40, 50 years from now, I don't know. I pray make you experience about that time. Hi. If you can still be remember, if you can still remember some kind of things, I don't know. You see what TAPC people they tell you, you say Nigeria have been forecast to be up there in 30, 40, 50 years from now. Kai, My God, all my fight, women they fight for here every day. That I want Nigeria to be better in my time. So what is this man saying right now? Is this man giving us hope right now? Is there any hope at all from this APC man? We're in big trouble in our country.
I say to our people that we need to, continue to hold still and support this government, because I know that we will break and turn the corner in no distant future.
Felix Moka, APC National Publicity Secretary, I imagine that.
Back. The 2027 presidential election is in just about 3 years, and political calculations have already begun within the main opposition parties. According to reports, 3 presidential candidates in the last elections, namely Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, his Labour Party counterpart, Mr. Peter Obi, and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, have agreed to form a formidable party that will sack the ruling All Progressive Congress in 2027.
The co-convener of the National Consultative Front, NC Front, Professor Pat Utomi, reiterated that this proposed merger of opposition parties to wrestle power from the All Progressives Congress in 2027 is not for machine politics, but for genuine service to the people. He added that the new party's name is yet to be revealed. Let's find out more this morning on Breakfast Central, as we have joining us Professor Pat Utomi. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Good morning. Pleasure
yes.
to join you.
Yes. So can you confirm, I think the first question is to confirm that it's we're categorically sure that this merger is actually happening, because there's been speculations about the mergers for the longest time, if it was going to happen, if it wasn't happening. So are you sure, can you confirm to us that this merger between the 3 political parties is happening?
Well, I think the narrative is completely wrong, and it is pushed by the media. I don't understand why. First of all, we are not talking merger of anything. We are not talking 2027. All the introduction is actually completely wrong. We're talking Nigeria, governing Nigeria, saving Nigeria, and approaches to how you do that vary. Now, one approach is to look very critically at why Nigeria is prostrate right now. Nigeria is prostrate. Anybody who doesn't accept that needs to see a psychiatrist. Why is Nigeria prostrate? In our view, Nigeria is prostrate because it has what we call political parties, which are really not political parties. It has machine politics that is coupled together by interested parties, majorly for the purpose of state capture and the use of the state for personal aggrandizement. And so the people feature so little in the calculations of the political class that you can see why progress in terms of the quality of life of people is not there. A real political party, first and foremost, is based on a set of ideas about how society should be organized. An ideation process, which results in what some people like to call ideology. But for me, ideology, the usage is old style, capitalist, socialist, and stuff like that. But in general, that's what it means. You believe in certain things, and so you join a group that believes in those things. You can see as people go from party A to B and back in party A, and then to C and back in A, 6-7 times in the course of 2-3 years, that people don't think that there's any difference between A and B. And so they do those things essentially as a matter of jockeying for personal advantage. So the first thing that we're dealing with is creating a set of ideas about how society should be organized. When we agree that these are the ideas on how to organize society for the good of all of our country.
All right, I'm going to stop it right there. In case you guys want to continue with that interview from Pat Utomi, you can go to New Central platform and watch the full video right there. I think it's time for us to start talking right now because we've crossed 1 hour. I don't normally like my presentation to be more than 1 hour. We're already 1 hour 11 minutes, so I'll have to stop it right there. I don't have any article for you guys today, so that means that we're going to start talking in the next 1 or 2 minutes. But I would like to quickly appreciate those of you that just joined us right now. Thank you very much for your time with us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, my wonderful people. Thank you very much for all you do. Yesterday broadcast, I want to thank every one of you. A lot of people actually shared that video yesterday. Thank you. For a while now, that was the first time we received a lot of shares on that video. Yes, at least, you know, to let our voices go far like that, for people to know why we are here. We are not here to be against anybody. We are just fighting for a better country. We are concerned Nigerians who are crying out daily here to call out our satanic government, both the past and present, to do the right thing. That's all we're doing, nothing else. So always share our videos, like our videos. When you like, you are telling YouTube to recommend the video for other people that have not seen it before. When you share, you are directly passing the message to your neighbor. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate you all. I would like us to start talking right now. If I would like to pick a call, a couple of you, 2 people were calling in before. Please, if you want to call in now, this is the best time. I'll wait for the next 20 seconds. You know, okay, somebody's already calling now. Okay, you all know the person that's already calling, which is Madam Origin. Madam Origin, thank you very much for calling in this evening.
Yes.
Good evening to you. Talk to us.
Right. Mr. Niger Watch.
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening on your side. God bless you as always. You are a blessed man. I greet everyone. I greet the panelists, the watchers, everyone. We all are important here. We come here every day to educate ourselves, expose lies, speak truth to ourselves, speak truth to power, and be the voice of conscience, and a whole lot more that we want to be. And we have made up our mind. We are not giving up. We will continue to push to light. Mr. Niger Watch, thank you for this platform that is giving voice to the voiceless, and we'll continue to push. Very quickly, on the 2 videos, I think, there were 2 videos, and then there was the street comments from other people. What Mr. Olista Agbakoba said, in short, I just decided I chose to hear only, because everything else he said was 7, 10, 16, 19 point agenda. The only thing I heard him say, maybe that resonates to me, is when he said the true owners of Nigeria were those who own the land. The 371 tribes, the over 500 languages, the Edos, the Ejo, the TV, the Ibibio, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, are the Nigerians, if anything, because Lady Shah and his boyfriend came and did abracadabra and then called it Nigeria, and since then we have not recovered. The people have not recovered, because what happened was, what Pat Utomi said that I heard, because it looked like I have my ears, I pick the ones that are important. Continual civilian coup. Emphasize. He said the one of 2020, continuous civilian coup. Coup against the 371 tribes. There's over 500 languages. There has been a continual coup. Because after Lady Shaw and his friend, with what they concocted, a group of criminals found a loophole. The people I call the phagocyte, megalomaniac, kleptomaniacs. How can someone keep stealing? You don't stop stealing. Some of them have been there for the last 40 years. You're not tired. They gathered themselves and they collected. I use the word, I chose it carefully. I chose the word collected. Some people call it selected. Some people even go far to call them elected. Me, I cancel elected. They are either collected or selected. They feel gullibles among us. They call them House of Rep, House of Senate, senators, governors. They gather them, give them staggering amounts of money. Example, if one single senator takes 30 million every month, in a state, or even these governors, their own, we don't even know how much they are collecting this money. They give it to them just to sabotage the masses. How can you give 109 people those? What would you want them to do? They will keep sabotaging the people. When the people want to rise up, they push them down. Go and check. The lecturers, the police, the teachers, the army, none of them are receiving a salary of 150,000. And we are talking about country. Repeated they have decimated this country. So what am I saying? Between Olisa Agbakoba and Pat Utomi, they should please listen. I hear that, however, they should keep talking. Please keep talking. Nigeria people are not fools. Something needs to give. And God will help us. We will find solution to this problem. There is no country, there is no leadership. We are the number one public servant is a questionable character. What are we saying? The whole world is looking. But God is going to help all the young ones. And I keep praying, please, young ones, I'm begging you, don't give up. They few, they're proud, they're faithful. Continue to be faithful. Continue to brainstorm. We are coming out of this quagmire because something is fundamentally wrong. What is wrong is criminality. There is nothing governance in what has happened to Nigeria. Something happened to these 371 tribes, 500 languages. It is criminality.
Thank you.
But there has to be a way out. Thank you so much, Mr. Niger Watch. God bless you.
God bless you too, madam. Thank you very much for all you do. Okay, guys, let me come to the panel. We don't have much people today. It's normal. We are used to this now on weekend. Most cases, most of the weekends, Saturdays, Sundays, it's always like this. But let's deal with the people that we have here. When we are done on our first submission, we go straight on the final submission. If we can close today under 2 hours, me, myself, I'll be the happiest person. Thank you very much, my people, for your time with us. I appreciate you all. Grace continue. Thank you very much for the super chat earlier on. May God bless you. Thank you so much. May your pocket never run dry. Guys, help us to press on that like and help us to share. Okay, let me go to the first person on the panel. Although Give Us a Mandate is the first person, Mr. Alex is with us. Let me prioritize Mr. Alex as we normally prioritize people in Nigeria. Although we don't normally give him that privilege most of the time. I know they remember because sometimes they think, say, Mr. Alex, say, now abroad, the followers did not. Last, I can't remember. I say, Kai, this guy on the queue since. So, Mr. Alex, thank you very much for joining us today. Good evening to you, my brother. Please talk to us.
Thank you, Mr. Najawash. I bring euphoric greetings from my audience table, from my domicile here in Amagba community, Oredo, or should I say Oredo, Ipobahoha, Benin City, Edo State. And I want to greet those on the comment section, my fellow panelists, of course, our viewers worldwide, and of course, our enemies amongst us who are benefiting parasitically from this wicked system that has been orchestrated to continue to trample on the majority of the suffering masses. Listen, why I came on board is to analyze or to accentuate, dissect and bisect some of the assertions of Mr. Agbakoba. Everything he mentioned, 90% of what he said are the things we'll be talking about on this platform. You cannot fix Nigeria without going back to the amalgamation, the fraudulent amalgamation of 1914. Let me help him to further state, because due to security reasons, he was very careful with his analysis. You can't fix Nigerian problem without not just the constitution, visiting the civil war and the causes, the remote and the immediate causes of the Nigerian civil war of 1967 to 1970. Led by Odumengo Ojukwu, the Ikemba of Inewi. So you can't develop Nigeria without talking about the tribes that make this country, the owners of the land, the pre-invasion 1897 of the ancient Benin Kingdom. You can't develop Nigeria without storming the Buckingham Palace, to have a meeting, an emergency meeting, unscheduled meeting with these people due to their imperialistic tendencies, manipulative tendencies on the Nigerian system. You can't. Listen, politics is a branch of law. And law is history also is the bedrock of law. What made Ojukwu hold the country hostage for 2 years and 6 months was because he was a graduate of history. And some of us come here to donate our intellectual property, for the good of humanity, not because we just like to talk. People will pay to listen to these things we say here sometimes. People will buy form, people will buy tickets to go to symposium, forum or fora, to listen to these things. So take it seriously. We didn't talk to Agbakoba. We've never met him. We've never brought him here. You can't discuss Nigeria without 1914 Flora Shaw amalgamation of the southern and the northern protectorate of Nigeria. You can't discuss. He also spoke about a few people in the north, in Abuja, who just benefit from the wickedness going on in Nigeria. He used the word bag of rice being 60,000 naira because some people in the north, in Abuja, in Aso Rock, just believe it has to continue like this. And we continue to shy away from these truths. So for you to become, most times, I stand to be corrected, for you to become something in this country, in terms of business-wise, in terms of politically, even if you have ideas and visions, you have to bow down to some people who think they are born to rule. They are the owners of the land, because the British, they know the game they played. That is something else. So Agbakoba has further told us that Nigerians are suffering. He was mentioning leaders. He mentioned Thatcher. He mentioned Churchill, and so on and so forth. These are people who woke up and said, no, it's enough. You should have mentioned Mandela, Thomas Sankara. You should have mentioned Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. You should have mentioned even the likes of Obafemi Awolowo. So the likes of Abat Macaulay, the likes of Modibo Keita, Sekou Toure. These are people who made their names by reversing from the corrupt and the wicked ways of running politics and governance to making it a people-centric or people-oriented political system based on growth. Growth is not skyscrapers. Growth is not just, technology. Growth is giving water to the poor masses of your country to drink, according to Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. Growth is making sure the children are educated. The children are in school under, proper infrastructure. Growth is when the national or territorial integrity of the nation is well protected and its security is dealt with. He spoke about structures. So this boils down to the Constitution. He spoke about the guy that was anchoring the program, spoke about the 1999 Constitution being an improvement of the 1975 Constitution. But I said Kabuturi Jetameta to that. After the death of MKO Abiola, due to the political rancor in the country, after the death of Sani Abacha, after the release of Obasanjo from prison, the interim government collided with they colluded with the military generals, with allegedly the British, imperial powers, to hurriedly draft this constitution that favors only a few people in Aso Rock. So we must wake up to reality. Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are lamenting. People can't feed. People can't transport themselves. People are on, they are just, I don't know. It's like walking dead. It's a serious and sad situation. But I want to burst the bubbles of Agbakoba. Tinubu is not a man that wants to make history. Tinubu's history also contradicts the assertions of Agbakoba. Tinubu has no academic history, according to the electionary, revelations of all political parties. America, courts, papers. Tinubu has a lot of baggages. He's not a man who is driven by ideas. Tinubu is he, so far so good as Nigerian president. He has behaved like a gangster, approving monies, 160 million naira SUVs. Is he a man that is going to make history? Hello, approving 6 billion naira for a yacht that he has never used. There is nothing whatsoever checks and balances against the principles of democracy. So there is no democratic, body metabolism genetics in this in the body language of Mr. Tinubu and his cohorts. They are not ready to do anything. They will not. It's just about amassing. Look at the ministers. Look at the government. It's all about fraudulent activities. One fraud after another. EFCC is doing this. Money is being recorded. This is not people driven by ideas. By now, we should have been hearing they've stormed Germany, they've stormed Egypt. They are bringing companies to tackle the perpetual epileptic, electricity supply. We would have been hearing they are storming World Bank, or what's it called? Yes, Switzerland and the banks of America to bring back the money stolen by the past administration. There is no ideas. These guys are not ideologically driven. There is nothing. It's just about money. A two-time governor, as he said, a two-time governor. What else do you want in life? What else do you want? Human needs indeed is insatiable. Most senators were former governors. Most governors, some of them also were former senators. So why the wickedness on the Nigerian people? Why not look at what is Nnamdi Kanu really doing in jail? Why make him a superstar? Why endangering the lives of people because of dollars and pounds that you just want to borrow and cut away? Well, like Buhari did it. Buhari, for me, just now, as an ordinary man, should be interrogated, and he should be somewhere cooling off in the DSS custody. If we want to face the truth, the man Buhari from Daura or from the J Republic should be behind bars, because Sarkozy of France was interrogated for collecting allegedly $70 million from Gaddafi, the late leader of Libya, to run elections in France. He was squeezed for 3 days by the French police. So in a democracy, these are the things we should be seeing. Where is the man Buhari? 1.1 million lives lost, according to Amnesty International. Deborah was taken out. Monies were borrowed. Fulani Esme ravaged. More than 3 million AK-47s were in the streets under Buhari. Buhari should be answering questions. Aisha Buhari should be answering questions. Laya Mohammed should be answering questions. Precious Keyamu should be answering questions. So all these ministers, Amechi should be, in fact, Amechi should be, right now, should be squeezed, questioned by the DSS. Where are these men? Of course, we know Ekoromandu is cooling off in the UK jail. Nature has, given justice to I would say, to Nigerians in that regard. So Agbakoba has accentuated, he has dissected and bisected and also encoded to us what we'll be saying on the Nigeria Watch platform. So we continue to educate people, to let them know the fraudulent, amalgamation of 1914 and the 1999 constitution is a basic problem. You cannot force a woman to remain in marriage when she don't want to remain in marriage. When you are beating her up, you are hitting her, you are calling her names, you are abusing her, you are physically assaulting her, you are in fact, you cannot just force people to be where they don't want to be. If it is about restructuring the country or it's about dividing the country, why are they afraid in the north or in some parts of the north or in Abuja of this word restructuring? Or to have a new conference to let all tribes speak their mind about this fraudulent entity called Nigeria. If you know the amount of red oil, I don't want to say blood, that was shed before Nigeria was amalgamated. Forget the history they teach you sometimes. If you know the only one that they couldn't wipe out because the Benin people have a way of preserving their history was the infamous invasion 1897. Although the British were defeated, but they came back with NATO forces 3 months later to invade Benin and took Calabar to Calabar after destroying other parts of the country. And they forcefully brought everyone together on people's red oil, on people's blood. So there is no way, there is no end in sight Tinubu and his gang of ministers, his gang of ideological dwarf, his gang of financial or political insatiable people, they can't do anything. No one of them, even the crop of the National Assembly we have now, the members, the Senate, nobody is ideologically driven. We've had people who had ideas like Chibu Okadibo, we had people like Bola Igi and the rest, but nowadays we don't have anyone who wants to challenge the status quo anti-velour. So for me, I want to thank the man that spoke, and I want him to know that we know these things, and I'm happy that he also spoke truth to power, that he called Tinubu his friend, that he hoped Tinubu wants to make a name. But I dare to say, the Tinubu I'm watching, the government I'm watching, this crop of gangsters I'm seeing in APC, in Abuja, and across the divide, they are not ready to make any name. They want to make money. They want to flaunt houses in America. You see the problem with them, the problem of the black leadership. They just finish taking lives. They finish looting the country, borrowing money. They just start flaunting houses. The likes of what's his name? Festus Keyamu, Dino Melaye, and the rest of it. And you think the citizens are going to be happy with that? People are boiling. People are angry. They are just looking for a way to vent this frustration. Nigeria, I saw a video when people in Lagos rather, they were in a BRT bus and they were going to work. They were all asleep. Just for that short distance. You could see the stress because the bus was moving for a short distance. They were all stressed out. A lot of them were looking very old and very unkempt, very stressed, with respect to them, because the country is squeezing everyone. The country, at the same Lagos they said our so-called president built. I would like to drop it here. I respect Agbakoba. I'm very happy with that analysis. I'm happy people know that people are suffering. I'm happy that at least the Nigerian government, we have to start opening books. We cannot solve Nigeria problem by giving people bag of rice. Bag of rice is not our problem. Using EFCC to arrest one minister or the other is not our problem. Stealing people's mandate is not our problem. Right now, our problem is to visit this name, Nigeria. Who are we? How did we end here? Why are we suffering? When other countries are having a good time, in Asia, in Singapore, in China, in Japan, in Malaysia, in Cambodia, in Vietnam, even in Africa here, in Rwanda, in Seychelles, in Madagascar, people are having a good time. Even in Namibia, in Zimbabwe, that we used to condemn, we're under Mugabe, but now they are coming out strong. So Africa, Nigeria, we must ask ourselves, the real question, what is wrong with Nigeria? Who are we? Why are we one country? Why is there insecurity? Why can't a country who conquered the whole Africa, why can't they deal with the insecurity? Or is the president and the leadership responsible for this insecurity? Are they making money from it? Are we really, being fooled by these people that call themselves governors, senators, rep members, president, vice president? Up till today, we've not heard from our professor of law, the distinguished former vice president, Mr. Osinbajo. We've not heard from him. He has been quiet, and he's supposed to be a pastor. So I don't want to speak about that. So these guys don't just care. I'm happy that some people are still thinking about the people. So Mr. Najawash, I just wanted to come in and make this contribution, and I hope Nigerians are listening to know that 1914, bringing together of Nigerians by force on people's blood must be revisited. Ojukwu said it. People have been saying it, and it must be done. It's just a matter of time. It's going to happen. Thank you, Mr. Najawash.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex. May God bless you. That was a wonderful submission right there, and I'm happy that you came in to pass that on. Yes, thank you very much. Let me quickly call on Mr. Jonathan Kingsley. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. Good evening to you. I'd like you to talk to us, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thanks to everyone. Yeah, Mr. Elvis, I believe I'm clear. Now audio is clear.
Yes, you are very good today, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Greetings to you, greetings to everyone there, all the panelists. Thank you very much, all those that are listening, the comment section. Thank you very much, Mr. Alex, for that beautiful and excellent introduction, I would say, summation. I will start by saying that the video you showed today is very profound, and I think it comes at the right time when Olisa Agbakoba, his comments and that of Utomi, I think is a comment that both of them came at the right time, because it's not like they came one day after the other, but same time, approximately. Yes, Mr. Agbakoba, yes, a new constitution is urgently needed in Nigeria, but that new constitution, it is not Mr. Tinubu that will initiate it. That process will start from the National Assembly. It is the National, if they are really serious about it, we will see the National Assembly initiating that process. Yes, a new constitution is urgently needed. Absolutely urgently needed in Nigeria. He eat all the right tones. Mr. Agbakoba eat all the right tones. But very, very unfortunately, it is not Mr. Tinubu that will get Nigeria right. It is unfortunate. That's where we find ourselves. It is not Mr. Tinubu that will get or fix Nigeria. Why? Mr. Tinubu, first of all, is characterly and morally flawed. He is a morally flawed individual. Let's get it straight to Nigerians so that Nigerians will know what they are into right now. They can come out with all their surrogate, like the likes of Felix Moka, telling Nigerians that it will take 30, that it's been forecasted that Nigeria will be one of the best economy in another 40, 50 years time from now. That said it all. They are not only clueless, they have no character. A clueless and characterless party or individuals superintending over a nation of over 200 million people. 40 or 50 years. Can you see him talking that? And their leader, who is Mr. Tinubu, will also come. That is like Nigeria is like a pregnant woman. People should see that. How long does it take a pregnant woman to go through labor? That's what they are saying now. It will take 40, 50 years. What an irony. Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. Why? Because he will have to crush, yes, if I may borrow the word from Agbakoba, he will have to crush all the current political criminals in Nigeria. That's the only way. Of which he is part of. Mr. Tinubu is part of that criminal gang destroying Nigeria as it stands right now. He will first of all have to crush himself in order to fix Nigeria. Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. Again, why? He will have to take Nigerians' crude oil away from the hands of some few people controlling the commonwealth of the entire nation. Does he have the guts to do that? Does he have the character and the morals to do that? Your guess is as good as mine. Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. Why? He cannot, he dare not confront the immediate past administration to come clean on how they decimated the Nigeria economy in just 8 years. He must confront them. Does he have the capacity to do that? Your guess is as good as mine. So Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. He cannot fix Nigeria. Since he came into office, barely 7 months thereabout now, he's so insensitive. He cannot fix Nigeria. Between June, just 10 days after he came into office, they borrowed $586 million from the World Bank. To do what? Because when they borrow this money, we must always ask, what is the money meant for? 586 million to do what? To fix the power sector and to improve improvement of electricity performance. Please ask Nigerians, has electricity been improved? Where did the 586 million gone to? That was on June 9, 2023. Barely 2 weeks after that, June 23, 2023, June 22nd, 2023, they borrow another $500 million. What did they call it for? For what purpose? For women's program, to scale up women's empowerment. Please tell me in Nigeria, where are Nigerian women today? Where is the $500 million borrowed for that purpose? On September 21, 2023, they borrow additional 700 million to do what? They call it for girls, for Nigerian girls, to empower adolescent girls in Nigeria. Just look at that. Just to empower girls, 700 million. Please tell me today, where are Nigerian girls? Where is the money? That was on September 21. Again, on December 14, they borrow another 750 million. They call it what? They say for rural electrification. Please tell me, in Nigeria now, across the length and breadth of Nigeria, what is the situation of electricity in the rural areas of Nigeria? The cities don't even have electricity, talk less of rural areas in Nigeria. Where is it? That is the reason why I said Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. Why? It's clear insensitivity. All this borrowing, it shows a clear-cut insensitivity to the plight of poor Nigerians. It's the clear, open, and openly looting of the Nigerian Commonwealth. It cannot fix Nigeria. Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria because why? There is nobody in his sense, and anybody here can say no to. Maybe anybody here will come and say maybe no to that. That there will be anybody on planet Earth. I'm not even just narrowing it down to Nigeria alone. Geographical space for Nigeria on this planet Earth. Nobody, no man, no woman who has genuinely, I want you to underline that word, genuinely and honestly built his life and his career, that will say he wants to come and work for Mr. Tinubu. That is why he cannot fix Nigeria. There is nobody. He tried. He made the attempt to get some people, bring them on, so that he can rally around them and say he has brought in, intelligent people all over the world. But they refused. That's why at the end of the day, he had to settle for the same criminals, the people around him. There is nobody on earth, I said it, on planet Earth, who has genuinely built his life and his character, that will put it on a platter and say he wants to come and work for Mr. Tinubu. That you will not be, your career or your entire career, everything you have worked for, will not be destroyed or tarnished in a matter of weeks. Weeks. They will destroy it. So nobody is going to do that. So that's why he has settled. So Mr. Tinubu can, unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. He will have to first of all crush himself. He must. He will have to first of all, and how that will happen, it's not clear to me. He must come out, come clean to Nigerians that indeed he stole the mandate, that indeed the election was flawed, that indeed the man that headed the electoral umpire has to go. In fact, he has to go as he's speaking. He will have to call for a new constitutional order. That is how he can crush himself to some extent. He will have to come out and say clean then before he can start taking these steps. He will have to stop the looting of the Nigerian Commonwealth. He will have to come clean to Nigeria that subsidy is still on. Lying to Nigerians that there is no subsidy. He will have to come clean and tell them that subsidy is still on. How will he do that? That's why I said Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. As it stands right now, he is not the one. For him to do it, for Nigeria to move any inch, I mean an inch forward, all these things must be done. The question then is, does Mr. Tinubu has the capacity to do this? Or characterly, morally, can he do this? I don't think so. He cannot do this. He can't. The election, the 2023 election, we all know that it was a clear civilian coup. It was a clear civilian coup. That's why for me, I don't see Mr. Tinubu as Nigerian president. I don't care what any other person thinks about that. I don't see him as Nigerian president. Neither my own, I don't see him as Nigerian president. I don't see him as my own president. Yes, it was a clear civilian coup to grab power. Yes, he has all the power to be making all the decisions. He can do that. But what? At what? At what expense? It is at the detriment of poor Nigerians, of ordinary Nigerians. Both, whether you are in Nigeria or you are outside Nigeria, whatever he's doing right now is affecting you directly or indirectly, whether you like it or not. It's affecting everybody. That is the outcome. That is the result of power grab. That is the result of power grab. So it is not in Mr. Tinubu's capacity to fix Nigeria. He cannot fix Nigeria. Anybody who is talking about that, you can say all you like. He can't. He cannot fix Nigeria. Let anybody get that straight. How will Mr. Tinubu fix Nigeria? He will have to, first of all, as they say in my faith, he will say for you to rise, first of all, that you will first of all die, and then before you come up again. If you want a fruit, if you put a fruit down you want a fruit, you want to plant something, that fruit must first of all die. You will put it on the ground. It will die, and then it will resuscitate again. So I'm using it as a metaphor. Mr. Tinubu, first of all, must die before he will resuscitate again. And how would that happen? He will have to crush himself. By doing all these things that I earlier outlined. And that is the state of Nigeria. Let me just, round it up for now by commenting on Mr. Utomi. Yes, I heard him, and I'm glad that he put to rest the issue of merger.
2 minutes.
He said, yeah, thank you very much. He said there is no merger. There is nothing like merger. Yes, discussion, fine, but there is none. And it has been it was a very fine, distraction, diversionary tactics over the last 2 weeks or so, talking about merger, and everybody knows it. We all knows it, that there is no way anything called merger can happen, especially with our own principal, Mr. Peter Obi, coming into a merger. It just can't happen. But I'm very happy that it came clean and it came clear today to everyone that there is nothing of such. There is even no talk of 2027. There is even nothing of 2027 at all. And I'm glad to hear that. Mr. Elvis, thank you very much. I will leave it at that now. I would have loved to extend on the Nigeria economy, the reason why Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria.
All right, go ahead.
On that alone.
I'll do that in the next 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Mr. Tinubu can never fix Nigeria. The budget that they came up with says that's one area. That says it all. They came up with a budget of almost 30 trillion naira. Inside that budget that they came up with, their own budget, their own numbers that they came up with in that budget, as you will ask the question, where will that money come from? Where will Nigeria get that money from? They said in their own number. Why can't Nigerians just listen? It's just baffling. It's sickening to me. And Nigerians are educated people, and you cannot just read through the lines. They came up with a budget of close to 30 trillion naira. It is their own budget. It is their own number. The question is, where will the money come from? They will have to go and borrow. Then ask yourself, where is Nigeria's commonwealth? And they continue to loot every day. Where is Nigeria's commonwealth? Let's start from here. Begin to ask, where is Nigeria's commonwealth? Where is the crude oil? According to them, they said they will sell 1 barrel of crude oil for $77 per barrel. That is not my own numbers. When we talk of, it is not just to disagree for the sake of disagreeing. No. Don't just disagree and say what this person is saying. I disagree. No, not just that. Come out with facts and figures. I'm putting facts, numbers, and figures on the table. If you have anything contrary, before you can say I disagree, have your facts and figures ready. And then we talk, and then we move on. If you just say I disagree because of one history, because of that is childish. This is their own numbers that the money will come with by selling crude oil to $77 per barrel. If you do all the calculations, this 2024 alone, Nigeria is going to make more than 30 billion. 30 billion. I'm just being conservative. 30 billion US dollars in 2024, and yet they are still going to borrow. Isn't that in itself an indictment? And yet they still go to borrow. Nothing wrong to borrow, because when they even borrow this money, they use it for something completely nothing developmental at all. Nothing developmental at all. And yet they still go to borrow. Then where is the money? Where is the crude oil? Where is that money? Why are you why can please let people come out? We have economists. Can Nigeria media bring people on? Where is the crude oil they are selling on a daily basis? Where is the money going to? Let's see it. Let us see that money. Because why? There is no money anywhere. There is no money anywhere. And I said it, Nigeria is broke. Anybody that has the contradictory numbers, figures, and facts, please bring it on. And let us discuss. Let's have an intellectual discussion on this. I challenge the Nigerian media to bring intellectuals, economic intellectuals, bring economics professors, bring them on. Let them come and explain to Nigerians the crude oil that Nigeria is selling on a daily basis. Where is the money? Where? There is no money at all, because they've sold it already. I'll just leave that. I'll just put that there, just as a hint. There is no money. They are deceiving Nigerians. So they will have to go on.
And my brother, please, can I interject you for a second? My lovely brother. Yes, you see, I thank you for the way you are bringing it to bear. You see, some of us, some Nigerians, because of the little crumbs, the 5 million naira, the 2 million naira, the 50,000 naira they give to them to buy, to come online and to go and continue to lie, like that man said. That man is not alone that said it has been forecasted. By who? Under what parameters? Under what indices? The forecasting was done by who? Who forecasted it? On what? On this faulty foundation? So people who go around on platforms, who APC and PDP or whatever has gone into their blood because of survivor, I say, may God forgive you, because the country is bleeding. So thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is where we are in Nigeria, and until Nigerians starts to ask questions, what you've just said, that is how they are. For Nigerian politicians, they are very vague. They are very vague. They will just throw it out there. Nothing to back it up. They will just throw it out there. They will not come up with details. That's how they have been ruling Nigerians. They think Nigerians are fools. You ask them the simple questions. Where is Nigerians' money? That's just the simple question. If someone is stealing your money, and that person is a member of your family, there is a member of your family stealing your money, and you know that, okay, this money belongs to all of us in this family, but you alone, you have been pocketing this money. The first legitimate question you will ask a member of your family is, where is the money? That's the first thing. You want to think, maybe he has put the money in one thing or the other. Maybe he's doing very well with the money that at the end of the day is going to benefit all of us in this family. So you won't just go with a fight. You will just say, my brother, my sister, my uncle, where is the money? Please ask Nigerian government. They sell crude oil every day. Where is the money? Show us the account. Let them come out and show us the foreign exchange reserve account of Nigeria. And some people will come out here and be talking rubbish, saying that without numbers, nothing to back it up. Nigerians will tell them, let them come out. Even if they don't mention the name of the bank, let them come out and tell us that this is the balance. They can't do that. Nigerians can lie. Nigerian politicians can lie. Nigerians, the people that handles Nigeria economy can lie. But the world, the entire world will not lie at one time. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I will leave it at that for now. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone.
All right, Mr. Jonathan Kisley, may God bless you. Thank you very much. All right, Madam Patricia, I'm going to come to you last. Let me just quickly go to Mr. Consign. Mr. Consign, it's good to have you on the panel today, sir. Good evening to you. You are the last before I go to Madam Patricia so that we can have our final submission. Please talk to us, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis, and good evening, other panelists.
Thank you, sir.
May God bless all of you. I like your passions. I'm happy that you guys love love the country. And everybody have to love where it's coming from. It's unfortunate what we are seeing in that country. It's very, very unfortunate. Because every day, one story. Every day, different stories. I want to start today with the weather. Well, it's unfortunate. If a policeman, the other day, somebody was asking for evidence. Police cannot even say the truth. Police that is supposed to be the friend of the people cannot even say the truth. People were kidnapped they were going to, I think, from Benue to Enugu, what? They were kidnapped, or from Enugu to Benue. They were kidnapped. And the police postman in Enugu, what? Come to say, no, those people were not kidnapped. Well, the people were paying ransom, 2 million to release themselves. How you know, that is, I don't know whether it's the police that is kidnapping. The people have to ask themselves questions. They have to confront the police, whether the police are the one kidnapping the people now. Because how can the police be saying such a rubbish? People are kidnapped. Now the police are coming to defend the kidnappers. What those that were kidnapped, we are paying ransom so that they can be released. That is ridiculous. Senate, I want to also call on Senate President. Senate President must know that the oil now is being sold on credit. They're selling out the oil ahead before they collect the money. They are giving the oil. They are collecting money now, so that the oil can be taken later. So that's the president. When Saraki was there, Saraki was not signing in everything that Buhari said that he must. No, he was not. But this man, Saraki is not even from the oil where this oil is coming from. But this Senate president is from where this oil is coming from. And is there signing nonsense, signing that this man should be borrowed. They should be borrowing and eating, borrowing and eating, borrowing and eating. What of if this oil is finished tomorrow? What is people going to ask him? That's the problem. And why are we black people or people? Why are we so wicked ourselves? The people who have this oil wells, are they the south? Are that the southern people? No. But you are there signing all this as a Senate president. Eh? That is killing your people. That's what that man is doing. Because tomorrow people ask him what he's doing. And I wonder what it's unfortunate even Clark, Chief Clark supported him when he was being picked. They know that man is not a good man. And today that man supported him, and it's now ruining the future of his people, and ruining the future of other Nigerians. That's what he's doing with his cohorts in the name of a party, APC. What did these people see in parties instead of seeing what their people will benefit, how they can help their people? They're only talking about APC, or talking about PDP. That is not nonsense. People should look at what will benefit their people. Not talking about party. Party doesn't help anything. Now the guy who spoke, Jonathan, what he said, people are not if you ask question if I may borrow from him, because they said every time these people are borrowing, where is the oil they're selling every day? Nobody's even Nigerians are not even asking where the oil that the country is selling every day. 3 days ago, the EFCC chairman said that in 3 years, the money diverted by officials, government officials, is about 3.something trillion. The man was very angry. He said that 3.something trillion, this is not part of the money, not that is the whole money they diverted. Though. This is not the one of Buhari and Co. and all those people. No, these are just some government officials. The money they diverted was about 3.something trillion. And if that money was utilized, was not diverted, the country is supposed to have more than 1,000 kilometers of road. Good road. The country is supposed to have good hospitals in every state of the nation. The country is supposed to have good schools. He mentioned everything the country is supposed to have with those money that was diverted. That is where we are today. Why must people talk about a party? And there's something to ask. Are these people, even they are evil, which kind of evil are these people? Who are killing their people, wickeding their people, rendering their people useless. And I also ask again, are Nigerians under a spell or are we cursed? Because people who are doing this thing, the other woman talk about the National Assembly, how much they are collecting. How can the National Assembly collecting money more than the citizens? What are these people doing there? They're doing nothing. You see, it's very, very unfortunate. Now you talk about yesterday I spoke about the what they call it, the Mieti Allah. Mieti Allah is a terrorist group, and now the terrorist group is trying to bring their own security. Terrorist group trying to, and today the middle belt said it's a call for anarchy. How can the terrorist group want to bring security to people? These people are using every means to see that they collect the country. They're using every means to see that the evil they want to the evil that perpetuating continue. That's what they're doing. And it's time for Nigerians to rise up. Let Nigerians, it's not about Tinubu, it's not about anybody, but the people have to rise up and take back their country. Anybody talking, this constitution we are talking about, even if there's a new constitution today, my brother, the constitution we even have is not good, but all the same, they're not even using that constitution. They're breaking that constitution. What about if another one is constituted? So what is going to happen? That's the problem. The country is a country of impunity. And this impunity is only the people that can rise up and take back their country. 1,000 or 2,000 people cannot defeat everybody in that country. Let us not. But again, also, I want to call on Falana. Falana. Obasanjo teared his PDP card because of Goodluck Jonathan. He teared it. Tinubu was there. What is that? Showing all of them. They went to that place to say, Jonathan, what he's doing is not good. The country is going down. But now, the country is already down. It's already almost been buried. But they keep quiet. Because they keep now they cannot do it because they don't want somebody who be talking. That's what now Obasanjo is going around sending Igbo people to sign that now they can, whenever it comes out, he cannot talk. My brother, if in a country all everybody keep quiet, how would the country move forward? That's the problem. You must have opposition. You must have a good opposition. See, going around asking Obasanjo knows what to do. He has friends in abroad. He has friends everywhere. Let Obasanjo come out and lead this revolution. Let the country be saved. Let Falana come out. They know what to do. Agbakoba knows what to do. Agbakoba has given an interview all along. Those interviews doesn't make sense. Because at the end of the day, what he's saying, quite, is true what he's saying. But they knows the truth. They knows what to do. The same thing with the other man, Utomi, maybe I don't think that any Nigerian person now, for me now, because when all of them are old, they knows what to do, but they continue giving interview. If you look at them, they're not giving interview, but they don't know what they're doing. These people have betrayed us many times. These people have not stand up. In the election, after the election, the interview Agbakoba granted. The next interview, he was even trying to support the lawyers. But today, those judges, the Supreme Court said they didn't do the right thing. But they knows the law. But that time, they're supposed to say, Agbakoba supposed to say, what these people are doing is not good. The other one, there's another clerk. Not another clerk, who was supporting the judges, those appeal court judges. That one cannot even come out now and say the truth anymore. Since this Tinubu, since this lady of things that happen and all this corruption, that one cannot come out again and say something. So, my brother, the country have a very, very big problem. How do we start to solve the problem is another thing. The judges that are talking about today, these is Supreme Court judges. Yesterday, they make another abracadabra. People voted for somebody. Instead of opposing that person's vote, you people going to give. These people doesn't like the man ruling them. Because the man ruling them was supporting the full enhancement. That's why the people decided to vote for another candidate. Now, the Supreme Court, because they know they couldn't do it in Kano. Because if they do it in Kano, they all hell will lose. That's why they decided to do it in Nasarawa. So, election, let us take the election. However you do that election, without changing the constitution, without restructuring the country, without changing all these people, without asking the president not to appoint the election officials and all the rest, the country cannot get it right. Even now, these Fulanis are going everywhere. But at the end of the day, people say these Fulanis are from outside. It's not an indictment on Nigeria. How can people from outside come to destroy us? How can people from outside come to humiliate us? How can people from outside? Is it a country that people from outside, ragtag rebels, coming into our country and destroying it? We collusion with our military. We collusion with our government, because the government is in collusion with these people. That is why things are not happening. That is why they don't want to stop. That is why they don't want to prosecute them. That's why they don't want to arrest them, because the government is in collusion with these people. How can a country, which country in the world will allow people to come from other places? You see, I am not against any tribe, but the problem is that let us understand that these people are the ones destroying us. Even in this panel, this thing, my brother, how many Fulanis have you come here to talk? They cannot come and talk because they are benefiting from what Nigeria is giving to them. They are benefiting from Nigeria. Why must somebody even say, okay, let's divide? But the Fulanis are against it. They are against it. They are against dividing. Even the South say, let's divide, they were against it. Why are they against it? Because they are the one benefiting. Why must we are 10 in a family and only one people are enjoying what the country have? They are dominating others, they're on top of others. Oh my God. That is where there's a problem. This Tinubu, I've said about Tinubu before, I said this government about this government before. Tinubu cannot do anything. Why? People who put Tinubu there are those mafian Fulanis. They call them caliphate or they call them krafra. That is the people that put him there. So for whatever we do, either the citizens rise up within the year and take back the country, or all of us, everybody will go down.
All right.
Because with the way the country is going, I don't think anybody will stand up with the way the country is going. That's the truth. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Consign. Thank you very much, sir. When you said Tinubu cannot do anything and all that, the cabas that put in there, if it's true, now cabas put them there, because for me,
yeah,
I believe nothing lasts forever. I
yes.
believe this is the time Tinubu will betray these people. Yes, they will fight themselves. Tinubu will betray them. He will unmask these cabals, and you and I will get to know them. You know, very soon you will start hearing big names crying out. Very soon, the way it's going right now. And I want everybody to understand that what is currently happening right now in Nigeria is not just happening. It's not a coincidence. It's deliberate. This kidnapping of a thing and all that is not a coincidence, or it's just it's deliberate. There are people behind these things. You know, very soon many of them will be unmasked. Thank you very much.
Mr. Visne, let me comment. Mr. Visne, let me tell you one thing. You see, even anywhere, any place you see, even anywhere you see a Yoruba man, even in the customs, let's say Yoruba man is holding that customs, the man under him is a Fulani. Even in the military today, the Fulani are holding both signal and everything department, they're in charge. So if Tinubu goes against them, they don't know what to do. So that is why he cannot go against them. You understand? That place, that army headquarters, where is it? Who are in charge? That's the problem. So when these people, even if you want to remove him today, they remove him. So that is the problem that is this thing of desperation. My brother, desperation is not good. If you know you cannot do something, leave it. Don't go and say, I want to be the president, I want to be the leader of your place. When you know that you are only being there, going to be a stooge, like in Imo State, where that man came in. Because of desperation, they put him there. Now today, he can't even help his people. He's even adapting his people. That's the problem of desperation. And that is what Tinubu is there. Tinubu is just desperate to be there, and they handed him. My brother, is it only Tinubu that is good in the South? Just be, or the only APC candidate that is good in the South? Just be honest to yourself. So how can you see a man like that, you support him? They not support him. So why did they support him? That's what you ask yourself. Why did those people decide to support him and bring him there?
Sir,
So that's the
for
thing.
me,
Yes.
Tinubu's
Yes.
government is illegitimate. Everybody knows that.
Thank you.
But I believe things or something that have not happened before in Nigeria will happen this time. I believe that.
Thank you. Let's go
there
help us.
There are strong fights going on already within themselves.
Yes.
I'm telling you. All of those soon fight come out, make you and I see them. Don't worry.
Yes. I know. I like what you say. I
close.
like what you say. Let us hope that belief and that hope that they will fight themselves and destroy themselves, and the country can better. But if not, my brother, we have to start talking on that story next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful submission. I appreciate you. All right. Give us a mandate came back. Give us a mandate. Thank you very much, my brother, for joining us. I would like you to just give your submission before we move on. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the time.
Your voice is low.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it. Evening to you and the panelists and the people on the comment section. Greetings to everyone. Well, I think if I will start with Agbakoba's comments, and I think the speakers they've actually dealt with it. That these people they know what is happening in the country. There's nothing that Agbakoba said that is different from what we have said here in the past. The only thing is, um, I think if I may look at his kind of comment and where he's trying to drive his talks to, trying to compare the person in Aso Rock now to people that actually believe in equity, justice, and integrity is actually far from is far. You can't be comparing this man to people like even let's even look at in our own country, people like Awolowo, people like Nnamdi Azikiwe, people like Ojukwu. is just too far from. Is far from what you can even imagine, because this guy is. He knows I mean, he didn't win the election, and Agbakoba saying that he is hoping that he can give it a new constitution. For me, you're asking a I don't know where that is coming from. This guy still rules Lagos. He still rule Lagos State, even though he's considered in quote as the president of the country. He still controls Lagos State, and you think that this person can actually put his hand on a document that will probably may not work in his own favor? No, I don't think this guy is going to do it. And you saying that there's fights going on among them during Buhari's regime. That's how it was said that the Kabas are fighting in Asorok. The last time I checked, Buhari completed his 8 years, right, without even seeing anything that's end up coming out to benefit Nigerians. Other than he came to apologize to Nigerians some days ago about for all that he did. Agbakoba, for me, is just trying to make a statement out there. Tinubu on a new constitution, how will that happen? There was electoral law before the election of 2023. The electoral law was bypassed by INEC chairman. The court itself put aside the electoral law. The last time I checked, the court, both the appeal court and the Supreme Court of Nigeria, did not give a ruling based on the electoral law as amended for last year's election. And now you're asking this man to give a new constitution. I don't know if that will happen in the dream or in the daylight, because Abuja was there. He did not win Abuja. The case of forgery there, double nomination, dual citizenship, criminal drug baron, all of those things are there. They were proven. These are not the issue of allegation. The whole world know. I think Mr. Ife, who called yesterday, talking about I think it was Mr. Tone, saying that Africans snatching expensive watches in London, and they caught some people, and Nigerians were among them, and they begin to make some search and all that. They now discover that the Nigeria president in quote himself is a criminal drug baron. So if all of the electoral law, everything was in place to make sure that we have a free and fair election last year, that this man himself knew about the electoral law, and he bypassed everything. They snatched it, they grabbed it, they ran with it. You think this guy can sit down to now talk about any constitution that will not be in his favor, but for the favor of the people? Because if you think about it, Nigerians are the one that should hold the power. But the people that Nigerians elect now are the ones that have the powers, and Nigerians are just powerless. So, but what happened to the waste panel that was delivered during Jonathan's regime? That barrister, um, our own barrister that came in the last time, I think I forgot his name now, was talking about. Why can't we go back to that waste? Why can't they bring out that waste constitution? Everything that was said about the waste. Michael Zakome talked about the waste. Why can't they bring it out? Now, if you're talking about a new constitution, that's another way to waste money. Meanwhile, we have an waste documents that we can just bring out to leverage on and salvage this country. And all of those span from the even Yaradua's tenor, because he himself said it. Yaradua knew that what brought him into power was not legitimate. He said it. This one is still claiming that, oh, he won the election on a legitimate ground, even though he was won illegitimately. And you are telling him to give a new constitution? I don't know. Then for the guy that spoke on channels, now it's just glaring that if they want to tell Nigerians lies, they go to Channels TV. You hear what that guy was saying on Channels TV? That before now, Nigerians have been suffering. Well, the last time you did a great analysis telling them what the price of fuel was before Tinubu came into power, in quote. You told them how much rice was selling for, how much they even sell bag of cement for. But the guy is he living in denial or what? No, he knows the truth, but he's just trying to talk to maybe APC members that, oh, maybe the guy is not doing badly. It was as a result of the 40 foundation that he met. No, Buhari took Nigeria back maybe about 20 years. This one in power now, in quote, is taking Nigeria back another 50 years. Security has gone down. Education, nowhere. In this current budget, there's no anything for health. Now we have resorted to student loan instead of giving students scholarship or giving student bursary award. The last time I checked, students used to get bursary award. All of those things are no more there. And you are saying that it wasn't his fault. When you know you cannot do it, why do you even do everything possible to get there? The last time I checked, over 80 people died in the election. A 19-year-old boy killed himself because this person had to be the president of the country, in quotes. A criminal drug baron convicted, certificate forger confirmed, dual citizenship confirmed, identity crisis confirmed, drug baron confirmed. These are not allegation issues. They are thrown to the public. It's in the public domain. And then to Professor Utomi talking about the merging and all that. For me, there's no even need for election come to 2027 because on what ground are you going for an election? If we have this document, the reason why people like Mike Igini will ever remain painful or sad is the fact that the last election would have been the best election so far because Beavers was there. Mike Igini, the reason why he spoke with passion is because he has tried it in several places. Beavers worked. He told us. He had to come to this time to come speak to us. So if they have Beavers and everything for the last election, when the criminal was not there as the president, you think now that he's there, they're going to use Beavers in the coming election? Nigerians had better wake up. There is no election in 2027. This guy will do everything possible to rubbish all the system. Is it now glaring to you that they are beginning to take things to Lagos State? Fan has gone to Lagos State. We spoke about that here some days ago before the maybe mainstream media begin to talk about it. And that is how bastardized things have gotten into. Imagine a YouTube channel platform talking about current news when Nigerian mainstream medias are not talking about it. And after you have talked about it, maybe 2 days, 3 days, they will now start talking about it. So
They'll
that
not, exactly.
you are the
After
one
2-3 days, what we don't talk on here,
you are
you
the one
can't see
giving
say
them.
they'll can't start to the talking. I don't understand.
That's why Mr. Ferrara, myself, Dr. CM, I think Mr. Chris, Mr. Ebubizi may be here on that day that we talked about Diasporans News Network. If you remember, Diasporans News Network, they are listening. They are listening. Now we talk about a lady some days ago. Now I don't know how far you've gotten to with Pastor Buloja Ajure. Before you know it, now maybe on Monday you will see it. Arise News. Oji Okwe will be saying, "Oh, what is trending?" Maybe you see that woman's video there. Everything is bastardized. Institutions are destroyed. You see what EFCC is saying now? That their own official also collecting bribe and all that. Everything is. See, when I don't know, I don't want to sound religious here. When the Bible says that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. But when a criminal is there, the people will mourn. It is in the Bible. He may not be there as criminal, but when the wicked rule, the people will mourn. Okay, imagine Peter will be anywhere he gets to, despite the fact that he's not the president, there will always be light in that house. There will always be light in the, as soon as Peter Obi shows up, there'll be light in the room. Why? He's not a saint, but he's a just man. People are being pied in Plateau Jaws. People are being okay. There was about a bomb. Is it bomb explosion or some or dynamite explosion? And the president in court is went to Imo to go tell them that their taste is getting better. And your wife is saying that, oh, if Nigerians can pray harder, maybe it will resolve the issue of insecurity. But you are being protected by the army and then the police and everything. Do you know, as we speak, they say they call down the cost of governance. My brother, don't be deceived. This guy didn't cut out anything. The last time I checked, his last visit, he still had about 50 entourage that went with him. So, and this is the person that Mr. or Dr.
The
Abakoba is
reason
calling
why
for.
they come tell us say they cut the cost of governance is because you demanded for it, and they came to tell you what you want to hear.
God
It
bless you,
doesn't
sir.
mean
God
you
bless you.
understand.
They
So
didn't
it
do
doesn't mean they're putting into practice.
it.
They just wanted to tell you what you demanded for, what you want to hear,
What
and
you
that
want
was it.
here?
And just less than a week or 2 weeks, they themselves they can't break the law.
Exactly. Eh? They say, oh, Nigerians are crying. Better you do suspension. Better you do. Okay, let's just tell them. Okay, better you don't go to EFCC. Even though maybe she's still in the ministry at the back end. You don't know. We need to check the antecedent of people. So, Dr. Agbakoba, with all due respect, sir, you spoke eloquently well. Mr. Alex has confirmed to that. Other panelists have said that to that. You spoke eloquently well. But asking this man to give Nigeria his constitution, on what ground will he do it? This person that went to Chatham House to go tell his people that the only way you can win the election is by snatching it, grabbing it, and running with it, and he's still running. If he wants to do anything good, let him even start with the waste panel white paper. Bring that one out. Let's begin to get our country resolved with the waste panel documents. That can even help us. If you now think that you can do it, you now begin. But this, for me, nothing good. And I'm not saying this to castigate anybody or probably to rubbish anybody. If you want to, okay, in Yoruba they will say, Amokun, Eruewo. That means the man with the crooked load. You say your load bend. You say now up now they look, you know, look down. The leg is not even standing well now. That is the situation of the country now. You are saying that Nigeria, the country be like this. You know this person where for top. The person where they for top now make it look now. And anytime you talk, the APC propagandist and the APC denial, they will always bring in Peter Obi into everything. And when you bring in Peter Obi, the last time I checked, over how many governors have been, they opened their case file in EFCC, Peter Gregory Obi's name was not on that list. So for me, as much as I have breath, I'll be talking. But to expect anything good from these people, no. You know how much this guy spent to do the election? You know how much this man spent? You know how many people this guy bribed? He wants to recoup his money back, and Nigerians are going to pay for it. Do you know they are getting another loan now? The last time I checked, somebody make analysis of the loan. Do you know that even currently we don't even know how much we owe as loan because they stopped publishing the loan document as at September last year. That was when they stopped. Now the last time I checked, we are over 140 something billion US dollars. And this guy is still borrowing money. They are still borrowing money. Somebody did the analysis and said each Nigerian is owing about 700,000 naira that you and I are going to pay, money that we didn't even spend out of it. And somebody is asking for any concession from this person. No, my brother. Okay, now look at what happened in Nasarawa. What is good for the goods is not good for the gander in Nigeria. Kano, they got justice. Nasarawa, justice is not good for them. That they had to probably use a cold iron on a lady because she was protesting, or because you turn the hands of law and they say no, this is not what we voted for. So somebody had to buy because you guys did the wrong thing. And you are expecting something good from these people? No, nothing. They know who they know who they voted for in Nasarawa state, and they told you, no, this person you are giving us is not the person we voted for. And because they came out to protest, you have to buy them. Nigerians, and like people have said, by the time these people are done, I don't know. Ecuador will be like heaven to Nigeria. If I may use that, I know it's not, you can't compare Ecuador to heaven because these guys, they don't have
Are you
anything.
aware that a lot of diasporans, Nigerians in abroad, a lot of them have decided not to visit Nigeria until Tinubu is out of power? A
Okay,
lot of Nigerians.
you just affirmed to something I was telling somebody yesterday. I actually drove out of my house here by around 3 a.m. Texas time to somewhere not too far from me, and I met a friend that we know from in Nigeria for a very long time. I met him in that program, and the guy was like, "Oh, maybe he will go to Nigeria in March." And I said, and I told him that Nigeria in March, my brother, you better consider the security. You know, as we speak here every day, sometimes you don't know how these things get close to you. You know, last year December, we were telling people, "Don't go to Nigeria, don't go to Nigeria." If I tell you want somebody close to us in church encounter with their family, you'll be shocked. How the family escaped, how God saved them. It is only God that knows, that knew how He saved them. Because the same road they ply, people after them were pied on that road. And I know that last year we were telling people, don't go to Nigeria in December, don't go to Nigeria in December, don't go to Nigeria in December. This is very, very, he reached home. So, okay, as we sit down here now, we speak. You are talking about the country. For someone like Mr. Harris, I can only just pray that God should protect him, because for someone as vocal as that, do you think they are not looking for that young man? And what is he saying? He's saying the truth. But these guys are against the truth. Mr. Elvis, Tinubu, Remy, Bajabiamila, Bayon Onuga, they know what they are doing. They know they are not doing the right thing. They know they stole the election. They know they didn't win the election. They know the country is suffering. But they have decided to make the country suffer more because of what? Their personal gain. If they tell you how much Buhari stole, you'll be shocked. Emefiele is in prison, Buhari is working free. Buhari just launched a book that was written on his behalf some days ago, and Emefiele is in prison. Whatever Emefiele did Buhari not know about it? Buhari knows about it. But will Tinubu arrest Buhari? No. Why? Because he himself got there illegitimately. Nigerians are the one that will arise to take back the country. But to Dr. Agbakoba, Tinubu will not give a new constitution. To Professor Utomi, margin or coalition is not a bad idea. But who becomes the leading frontier? Is it Peter Obi? Is it Kwankwaso? Or is it Atiku? Anything other than Peter Gregory will be, because we have seen it. It is still being proven that this man has what it takes to begin to recover our country. You know, see, ordinarily, if Peter Gregory becomes the president today, some Nigeria willingly will just begin to do things on their own. Ordinarily, if Peter Gregory become For example, if they swap Peter Obi in today, things will take its natural course. It will take natural course. Why? Because the man is loved, he has been tested, he has been tried, he has been proven. You will see money coming in from all over the world because the person there is sane, is been tested, he has a clean record. Do you know that Unilever? I saw that yesterday. Unilever is no more producing locks or homo household things that they used to wash plates. Unilever will stop producing it. Shell is leaving Nigeria. How much more will it get worse before Nigerians start to arise? On maybe until you know get homo to take wash your plate again, you go understand what we are saying. Unilever, the last time I checked, before I mean most of us were not born when Unilever came to Nigeria. And today they want to stop producing homo. Homo that I know that I don't know. And why? Because of the person sitting in power. The country is getting bad and they are still borrowing money. The money you are borrowing, you will borrow money, you will loot it. I don't know how people you go and steal money and then you steal the money. And then to you, Abakoba was saying that the House of Senate and the House of Rep, for me, these two houses are rubber stamp houses because the last time I checked, I have not seen anybody post bringing any bill on the floor of the house, maybe upper house or lower house. They are just there making money. Kidnapping is on the increase. Have you seen any emergency plenary section on the floor of the house? No. Will they do it? No. Why? Because they know where this whole thing is coming from. So Nigerians will arise when the time comes and demand how they want to go. It's either we continue like this, but if we cannot continue, why don't you just let us go our separate ways? Nigeria is over 300 countries in one country. In the Yoruba heritage alone, we have different dialects. Now talk about Edo, talk about Ishekiri, talk about the people from, even among our Igbo brothers, there are different dialects. So we have different country just put together by these people in one country. So how do you think it will not explode? It will explode. It's a matter of time. And they are saying that let the people that own the country come and sit down and say, okay, this is how I want to do it. And like Agbakoba said, 1 week is even too much to get this thing right. We can get it because we have some existing documents that can help us as a people. But would they allow it to work? No. Why? Because of their selfish interest. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. That is why it is called the looted money being returned back from abroad have been relooted again. So that's it. All the Abacha's loot that were returned, that they have been returning for the past decades now, for the past 1 decade or so. It's been relooted. Tell me, what have they been doing with these funds? No evidence of it. We don't have anybody to hold accountable for things like this. The previous government will leave. We'll have a new government that will come in, that will just continue like nothing happened in the past. It's very sad. Madam Patricia, thank you very much for your patience. Deliberately keep you to this time. Thank you. Please, I'd like you to talk to us. Good evening to you, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. Evans, and good evening, everybody. Sorry, maybe my voice is not as so clear, but I will try and shout out.
No, your voice is good.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to the people in the comment section. Of course, Mommy Diaspora, good evening. Thank you for all that you do for us. We appreciate you. And of course, the panelists, every one of you, those that are here today and the ones that are not here, thank you for keeping the broadcast alive and speaking truth to power every day and informing Nigerians on what they need to know and if eventually that will trigger their calls to action. Thank you. Yes, I don't like to sound like a broken record all the time, but it seems like that, because since we are repeating and repeating and repeating, but of course, repetition, they say, is the law of deep and lasting impression. So, it's good to repeat ourselves, but nothing that we are saying today or that I'm going to say today that anybody here have said today that hasn't been said before. I just want us to know. So I'm not bringing new information, but yeah, I'm going to reiterate, reemphasize what we have been saying. Yes, regarding the amalgamation, we cannot. There is no how we can have a future without knowing our history. And if our history is being, if there is any command with our history, then we need to go back and fix it. Which in our case, there is comma in our own history. How we got to where we are is not the way that was divinely planned for us to get to where we are now. And hence, we have these problems all along. And until we tell ourselves the truth and go back to where we miss our steps, it doesn't matter who did what at this moment. It doesn't really matter now. Yeah, we know who were the corporate, the British Crown. They were the ones with the caliphates, the Fulani caliphates. And also, of course, not only the Fulani, the Hausas there were also a part of the game. Because the Hausas, they were the one that paved way for the Fulani, because they thought it was a gameful thing for them then. So we know how Nigeria became a nation. We know how it became. It wasn't the right way. It wasn't supposed to be. It wasn't meant to be. But that's what it is today. And that's why the confusion, the dilemma that everyone is experiencing in Nigeria, and the mayhem has been perpetrated every day on generations and generations till this one. And if we don't do anything, it's going to continue. Like my dear son Alex said before, he said yes, that the Nigeria was created with a lot of hot red oil being spilled, and that's truth. That's the truth of the matter, because the Benin Kingdom was not going to succumb to that oppression. But like we know the history. At the end, they went to gather this United Union, the United Nations that they are calling now, which if the whole world, they are used to deceive the whole world now, they want to use to deceive the whole world again. World police, one world police. You think the one world police is for you? No, that's another day story. You think the one world police is for you? It's not for you. Leaders of Africa, if you go and join those courts, they are trying to, all those contracts that are detrimental to you and your people, thinking that they want to come and help you, you are deceiving yourself, which means you are somebody that doesn't know yourself. Because if you know yourself, you will know that you are the most hated people in the whole world. So anybody that is coming to you to tell you they want to help you, you should tell yourself, you should know that when they say they want to help you, it means they want to buy you. That's what it means. The UN, this United Nations, they want to bring them then and carried our Oba away. We remember that's what Alex said, because the Benin were not, those were not going to go into that rubbish. We're going in for it. They went to gather themselves. They gathered themselves around Western nations, France, UK, America, and some other ones, Germany. The Berlin, not to talk about the Berlin, the Berlin arrangement. That's another one entirely. You know, so there's a lot of things. We need to go back to the drawing board and retrace our steps, because there is no way we can look. It's only a very, how will I put it? Some people that are not people that are completely out of their mind, insane, that will continue to see that the road, the trajectory, the path you are going is leading to nowhere. It's a dead end. And you keep going. You keep going, expecting that somehow, another road will show up. There's no way. It can never happen. The road, this track, Nigeria is a dead end. It has proven to be so. 63 years of Nigerian independence. What has Nigeria achieved? What have they achieved? They've only achieved criminals, gangsters, robbers who find their way into governmental offices. That's what they've only achieved. They've not achieved anything, any other good thing. Without good governance, what other things can stand? Nothing. All the institutions are polluted, are corrupt because of this foundational problem that we have, which many of the so-called people that are benefiting from it, they are shying away from it, telling us that they don't need to do it. Listen, the time has come that Nigerians must do something about their destiny. We must. It's not about who wants it or who don't want, who likes it or who don't like it. It's not about that. They made your throne, they made your kings, subject to their subjects. They kept their own. The prime minister of UK and their ministers, they are under the throne in England. They are under the throne. If the throne does not anoint any prime minister that the people elect, he will not sit there. But that's not what they did to you. So who will see this who will see this injustice and be okay with it? Who? Even the traditional rulers. I'm still calling on you people. I know there are many now that are not the true ones, so I will still, yes, we are not stupid. We are not ignorant of what has happened. But the true ones, which is ordained, those that are ordained by God, you have that divine backing to reclaim your rights, because it was given to you by God. It wasn't a man-made thing. It was God that chose you. So I think it's high time they stand up. They know themselves. Stand up and reclaim your people back, because these criminals, they don't have anything to offer to your people. They are not in touch with them. Their way of dealing does not have any human face to it, because they are not answerable to God for them. They are not. It's a coup. It's a British coup. They came as a result of the British coup. And God expects the traditional rulers to stand up and say, no, it's our people. These people are our people. Before they are government people, they are our people primarily. What the British came to do many years ago, we want to undo them. We want to undo it. You can. You can. It's injustice against humanity. That's what they came to perpetrate. And we can't keep quiet and still let it be rolling as though it become a normal way of life. No, we have to stand up and speak and bring a change to it. They didn't dethrone their own. Why would they come and dethrone our own and give us what they want? No, it's not right. The worst of all, they put the traditional rulers under the governors and whatsoever. Yes, who does that? Who does that? So this is why I say I sound like a broken record, because it's something we have been saying and we'll continue to say it until the right thing is done. Until it is done. You cannot turn our traditional rulers to people that you give handouts. Now they don't have any say in ruling their people. Now they present their people as prey to you. No. Shake yourself from that dust. Anyhow, shake them. Now you the crown dey in head. Now you God go hold. So you people need to go back and make a new arrangement with these people. If possible, yes, get the British right to international court everywhere. This is crime. It's a crime. And you may, yes, now crime. Now the British people commit. It's a crime against our traditional rulers, our kings, our monarchs. It's a crime because they kept their own. So it was for their own game. So what Agbakoba said is correct. The constitution has to be looked into, to be scrapped. This old one has to be scrapped. The new one brought in. A new one that will represent every tribe. As I speak, Nigeria have over more than 700 languages, over 700 tribes in Nigeria. Yes, we have the record because Rhapsody carries over 700. So these are live living languages. Even though the official one, people put on the, they will say it's 500, over 500, but we have done the work. People have done the work. They've met the people that speak this language for real and where they live. So there is over 700. So it's high time we do the needful. Let's go back to the drawing board and retrace our step. There's no point heading on a road that is a dead end and you keep going on that direction. There's no point. This, whatever we do here today, whether you like it or not, if you know, that's no wonder that APC man will say 50 years. Yeah, because this direction that Nigeria is going, they are not well willing to make a U-turn. A U-turn. And then come back to where we started, where they went wrong, when things went wrong, and start to correct it. Yeah, 50 years is even too small. Nigeria is going nowhere. But if we can actually look to ourselves and tell ourselves the truth, no matter whose head is God or whatever, then Nigeria can survive. Nigeria can have a future. Nigeria can be changed, even within 5 years. Within 5 years, it's possible and it's doable. How long does it take to construct a road or construct a hospital, a world-class one? How long does it take? So, anything is possible when everything will be possible when we go back to the drawing board and retrace our step and correct the wrongs and decide that now we want to build our country. If we want to build it as one Nigeria, fine. Then there must be equity, justice, and fairness. We must go back to the regional setup. The center must let go of this great grabber of power and money. They must let go. Let the states handle their affairs. of their stateship or whatever, the state citizens of that state, whatever concerns them, including their passports, and even when they travel too, because the way Nigerians are treated abroad, it's not even okay. When you go to your embassy, you are treated like a slave. Your own embassy. Because why? They are playing tribalism, religion, bigotry, and religiosity there. That's what they are still doing. They carry it everywhere they go. If you don't speak their language, they cannot treat you well. So who wants to live under that kind of settings? Nobody. So let everybody has this is just geographical region. Let them have their own embassy everywhere that represent them. That's what it is. The state will take care of that. Each of the region will take care of that for their citizens. That's what it is. This one, you are carrying too many load, federal government. You can't manage it. It's too big for you. It's too big. 36 states. How many people? 200 and something million people. You can't manage it. So let it go back to the former setting. And in coming to the security matter, let every state defend themselves. Yes. Let every state governors, hear me well, go and prepare your youth. Train them. 10,000 of them. Give them arms. Let them be, able people to defend their mothers and their children and their posterity. Very important. Don't let anybody come and walk people over. In the name of said and be Fulani, I'll be what they call them. Or whatever, or kidnapping. No. It's time we do proper cleaning and governance. This cannot be time, because this thing you people are looking like this, play. Very soon they will start carrying you people. We are telling you now, it's better if you know what is good for you, you better start doing these things so that these bad eggs, this wickedness can stop, and the innocent Nigerian red oil can stop to be spilled every day, like as though they are not worthy to be a human being. So I will leave it at that. I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Patricia. Thank you very much for that diversion of your submission. I would like to 100% agree with you in terms of every tribe in Nigeria having their embassy. Kai, I never see that one for that corner before, Sha. I wish that can happen. Yes, let the state handle that, the states. But unfortunately, because you were asking that, you were saying that the load is too much for the federal government. They know the load is too much. They are deliberately doing what they are doing because they make more money by doing it this way. So they know. They obviously they know the load is too much. They are not doing any work. So if they allocate these responsibilities to states, they will lose lots of money. So that's why they are doing this. They know what they're doing. Thank you very much for your submission. Let me quickly pick this call before we round up the show. Thank you very much for calling in. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling us from. Oh, we lost that caller. Okay, I would rather call you back because you'll be calling. Okay, thank you. I can see you've called a couple of times. Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, everybody on the panel. I just want
off your gadget, sir. Off your gadget. I'm hearing my voice back.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I just want to add to what the lady on the platform has said. The truth is, if we look at the makeup of the country, it cannot work. We have different cultures, different ideologies everywhere. We think differently, even on little matters when it comes to the way this setup of the community will be like, And those of us here in the diaspora, we can see that their communities think the same way. Even though they come from different cultures, you have to conform into their community for you to work properly. But somebody will leave the northern area in Nigeria, wants to behave like a northerner in the west. Another person from southwest will go to the southeastern area or southern area and wants to still behave like somebody in the southwest. This will always cause confusion and clash of ideologies. Even in southwest that we are there, Lagos State and Ogun State, for example, we still have some ethnic groups that are not Yorubas. We have the Ogun people, normally called Ogun people there. They have their own way of thinking, and different culture entirely. The way they speak is different from Yoruba. But how many people know this? And unfortunately, we are running a constitution that does not even recognize the other minor ethnic groups. Why should the presidency or political offices in Nigeria just be about rotating within 3 ethnic groups, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, where we have about 700? Can you imagine? Let's take, for example, the Beninese. I always ask myself, when would a Benin man become the president of Nigeria? When will a TV man become the president? And these are countries on their own, because if you look at the population, they are even more than some countries in Europe. And these are countries that their currency are even far, far better than Nigeria of almost 250 million. Can you imagine that? A country with less than 1 million or 2 million population in Europe is having a currency and economy, healthcare system, road network system far, far better than what you have in Nigeria, and it's not helping everybody, I think at some point we have to look at ourselves critically as a people and tell ourselves the truth. It's not about we being the largest black population in the whole earth. Who does that help with when everybody, before you can make an ends meet, you have to go through hell? Most of our people trying to cross the Sahara, the Atlantic Ocean, Mediterranean Sea, just to make a life for themselves and for their families. It's very, very pathetic. And unfortunately, for a few of us that come to Europe and we have a headway, we see our people back home that they are not doing. It's not that they are not doing, it's just the system that is just bound to frustrate everybody. All this kidnapping, everything, if you look at it at times, okay, some of us, until we traveled as 30 before we could even make ends meet. While we have some of our siblings, they after school, they can still not tell themselves what they want to do in life. I was very shocked. One of my colleagues at school in the UK, he's from Palestine. He was telling me, look, I understand you guys see Palestine this way. If I finish school in Palestine, I know I'm going to have a work. I can plan my life. As bad as Palestine is that we think. But how many people can finish school in Nigeria and say that they are going to get a job? The boy was just Assad. Makalfi Assad, I will never forget that conversation. It was like, look, I understand what you are talking about, but it's not as bad as what I used to think Palestine is hell. Palestine is not as hell because I finished school. In fact, when we finished in the UK, he went back to Palestine and he's already working. Before I could even get a job in the UK, he has already gotten a job and was planning to get married.
Can you imagine?
But here we are, we come here, have to do another this thing again, maybe use another 3 or 4 years to set ourselves up, It's just pathetic. Thank you very much for today's topic.
God bless you.
I'm very happy for you giving me.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. What's your name?
My name is Ife. Yes.
Ife. Okay, please send a message so I can store your number to recognize you next time when you call in.
Okay, thank you very much, Naija.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, yeah. Wow. You can see that the pain is affecting everybody. even some people, in fact, many Nigerians is being affected, but they can't call into the show. They are listening. There's a lot of people listening right now that have never ever called into this broadcast or media, at least for once. Everybody's facing the situation in our country, like I normally talk about. For those of us that are saying, it not concern me, not concern me, it concern you. Yes, it concern you. Now, person go do Nigeria passport for London. They talked to me a couple of days ago how they think they make life difficult for them just to renew a passport. You see, now it don't concern them. You understand? So let's continue to do our part, to have a better Nigeria. So we've come to the end of this broadcast. I would like to give 2 minutes for roundup, to Mr. Jonathan and Oga, give us a mandate so that we can round up. Mr. Jonathan, if you're still there, please give us a closing remark of just 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thanks to everyone, all the submissions made today. Thanks to everyone, all the callers as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I said in my earlier submission today that Mr. Tinubu cannot fix Nigeria. I wish, my hope is that Nigerians in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, we just get this, because that is, for me, I believe that is the starting point. Once everybody gets that straight, that this man, who is the present man superintending over Nigeria, cannot fix Nigeria, because a lot of people still believe that one way or the other, he can still do it. He can still fix Nigeria. Let's get it straight. This man cannot fix Nigeria for all reasons, which I outlined them. He cannot fix Nigeria. And until Nigerians get that straight, perhaps, just perhaps, they will begin to step up, especially those that are in Nigeria. Because if you still have that glimmer of hope that things will get better, things will get better, then you will be lying low. And that's why many people are just doing that, lying low, doing nothing. But once you know that there is no hope here, there is no hope, he can't do it. He has no capacity to do it. He has no character to do it. He has no morals to do it. On top of it all, he's even clueless. Because if you have no character to do it, one might even ask, maybe he knows what to do, but he's not doing it. He doesn't even know what to do. Aside from the fact that he has no character, aside from the fact that he's morally flawed, he doesn't even know what to do. That is to mess the whole thing up. He doesn't even know what to do. To add on to that, people that even knows what to do, genuinely that they know what to do, they are not ready to work for him. They are not ready. The best they will be doing is to talk about it the way we are doing. Maybe offer some suggestion here and there. And if that is what they have been doing anyways, they pick what people are saying here and there. Even on this platform and other similar platforms like that, they just sit down, pick one or two things from what people are saying, and then they will want to implement it. But they cannot do it right because they have no character to do it. Even if they come here and pick one or two things that people are suggesting, that people are putting on the table to make Nigeria better, even if they come and they pick it, the character is not there, because the people that will carry it out, the people that will implement it are flawed. So if they can understand this, that there is no way out, the starting point is everybody. I said it, and I will say it again. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. There is no one singular person, I mean one, amongst all the people around Mr. Tinubu right now, as we speak, that can do anything good for Nigeria. Not one. If anybody has a name amongst those people, the 48 ministers, over 2,000 people that has been appointed so far, please come with the name. Mention the name. Mention the ministry.
mention the agency or the parastatals as they call it. Please come out, mention the name. Let us go into the antecedent of that individual. Let us see the capacity and the character of that individual, and then we can determine whether, okay, this one is okay. Please, I'm waiting. I want to see, without playing games, without being tribal, without playing nepotism. Please come out with the name, and on an open floor, let's see. That's why I submit that there is no one that can do. Even if he wants to do it, every single one of them have to go, because 80% of them are people that we have known for the last 30 years at the minimum. With 80% of those people around him now, Nigerians know them already. There is nobody anywhere on earth that is ready to stake his life, to stake his character for this man. Nobody will do it. Nobody will do it. Is it on this? If there are brilliant people on this platform, I've heard people that have intelligence on this platform. I've heard people from other places too that have the character. They cannot, they will not. Even if you are called today, they call you today and they say, please come and do this for us. You will not, because you know if you do that, everything you've worked for over your life will be messed up. So they know this. So they are patching it up. So Nigerians, get this straight. Nigeria is in a dire strait. These people cannot fix Nigeria. That is the issue, first of all. That is the first problem that must be settled. We need the right people to be there. And even if he wants to do it, it will have to start from him himself. It will start from him himself. Like one of the speakers talked today about the waste report. Let them start from there. Even if they, at least to show, let them come and prove that, okay, what we're saying here is nonsense. What these people don't know what they are talking about. These people, they are just talking. They don't love Nigeria. They don't like Nigerians. They are just heartless people. They have no clue. Please just prove us wrong. Start with the waste report. If you can do that and say, okay, this is it. But for the fact that you cannot do that, then you can't do anything good for Nigeria. You can't. When Nigeria gets this straight, you just know that for each and every day that passes by, it's just each and every day that is being wasted. Is being wasted. There is nobody as we speak around this government that can work and make Nigeria right. Is it the EFCC you want to talk about? I've said it. That is another wasted agency. They can't do anything. They've been coming out. They said that even amongst them, they are corrupt. Yes, we all know that. That's an open secret. We are not naive. We know, because if you want to indict anybody, within the first 72 hours maximum, you will arraign that individual before a judge. But for the fact that you can't do that, for the fact that you have not been doing that, we all know that it's all a charade. Everything you are doing is all a charade. You can't get Nigeria right. You are just wasting our time. Wasting generations away. Somebody coming out, look at him talking, saying that it will take 40, 50 years that has been forecasted. Can you just hear that from someone who is an Harvard graduate? He said he's studying in Harvard, and that it will take 40, 50 years. Somebody said even 5 years, you can fix Nigeria. So let Nigeria get this straight. This is not the time. These are not the people that will fix Nigeria. If they want to fix Nigeria, they know where to start from. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thanks to everyone for this day. I really appreciate it. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oga Chris, thanks for calling in. Good evening to you, sir. Please talk to us briefly, 2 minutes.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. Nigeria. Good evening, everybody in the panel and the people in the comment section and the silent viewers. Thank you all for all what you are doing. I've just been listening to the program since. I just decided to make a quick contribution because of what Madam Patricia said and what you, Nigeria, was also reiterated. Is it that concept of having every tribe having their embassy in Europe? That was actually the kind of Nigeria that was left, if we don't know, because when the British left, every region in Nigeria had their separate embassy. So, for example, if you are from the southeast, you have your embassy in the UK there. The people from the southwest had their embassy in the UK. The people from the north also had their embassy in the UK. That was the kind of Nigeria that the British people left. It was we that used our hands to bring everything together under this first arrangement called One Nigeria. And it must also be made very clear that, in all sincerity, it was regional government they left behind, in the sense that every region has a large control of the resources of everything that's going on in their region. Do not believe that UNIBEN, University of Benin, was a product of this lack of equity distribution of wealth. Because in the Midwestern region then, because they had a lot of cocoa, so they were not using the funds properly. They were kind of, let me just say, neglecting the Midwest. So that was what led Ogbemudia and Co. to say, okay, we still have to go and get our own university, because every region controls their own wealth. That was how the British left Nigeria. It is we that decided to put everything under one first umbrella and think we can move ahead. And secondly, for Olisa Agbakoba, for me, even if he has spoken eloquently like Mr. Alex said, I don't simply give a damn about him. Because Olisa Agbakoba is a Nigeria that has a big voice. He's supposed to be one of the people that will lead Nigerians against this injustice that was perpetuated against everybody. But they are telling us how to encourage, what was his name again? The man in Aso Rock, how he's going to do a new constitution. Whoever think that Tinubu will wake up and do anything that will remove him from power. And moreover, how can you allow a thief, somebody has come to steal from a bank, then you are telling him to use the funds equitably? It was supposed to be so. Agbakoba can go to international court of jurisdiction and make a case for Nigeria. He can lead in Nigeria instead of advising Tinubu to give us a good constitution. And lastly, if we think that things are going to change by hoping they will change, it's never going to happen. Two clear cases. Look at what the Supreme Court did for Nasarawa and Kanu, because they know the danger of what will erupt in Kanu if they thereby give any judgment different from what the people wanted. So they had to do the right thing. But in Nasarawa, they know that nothing will happen, and they actually did that. And what's the outcome? So it's just a clear-cut explanation of why that we don't need to be hoping and thinking that these people will do the right thing if we don't force them to do the right thing. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you, Mr. Chris. All right. Madam Origin, thanks for calling back again. Please talk to us.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Madam Origin. Please go ahead.
Yes, today I'm a panelist. God bless you, Mr. Nijawa. Thank you for picking my call. When our awesome, wonderful panelists, look today, I give kudos to all of you. Mr. Jonathan, Madam Patricia, everyone. Mr. Alex is not here. Guess he logged off. So everyone, give us a mandate. Today, you guys did awesome. Thank you, Mr. Niger. Which I just want to buttress on what Mr. Jonathan, please keep hitting this. That's why we are here, to educate ourselves, to call attention to very salient points that are very important. The fact that this administration will not. I called our mind to one of the interviews that Sean did with the national APC National Secretary Ajibola Bashir. There was a interview he did with him shortly after he was nominated, or however they do it. That man, what he said, because I cannot listen, and that's why I keep encouraging every Nigerian, please do not take our words for it. research. Give yourself, even if it's an hour a day, go and check through these things. We are not screaming for nothing. What we are seeing is scary. This man had his mind. He's a lawyer. He defined their political party. He said, look, the simple definition of a political party is one that, standard definition is organization that coordinates candidates to compete in a particular country's election. Simple. But this is what he said his party is all about. He said it's a program. It's a group that gathered for some program and activities that want to get power through its representatives to be in control, political, economical, social development. That is what these people, and a few things he said on that day gave me shock. And meanwhile, in this this party, their chairman is a man called Ganduje. And the head of the party is a man called Tinubu, AKA. So why are we really deluding ourselves with all the surrogates that surround them, year in, year out, 7, 10, 20-point agenda? And please, I tell them, please, if you want us to believe you, please come out and be real. Nigeria is sinking. The youth of Nigeria are awake, and they are not going to be bamboozled by these errors and lies and propagandas. We want the truth. You all come out and say the truth of what is going on, and we will decipher the truth from lies. I greet you, Mr. Najawa. Thank you for this opportunity, and we'll continue to see how we push this Titanic. And like I said, a new Nigeria is inevitable. We are already moved on. It's either if they want it in whole, okay, in every of these 371 people in tribes, and even if it's 700, 1,000 languages, they are human beings. They are the ones that have been defrauded. They are the ones that have been maimed. They are the ones that are quiet. This group of people, I have identified who you are. There is no rulership. All we have is serial criminality, and it has to stop. It has to stop. Thank you, Mr. Nadewo. God bless you. Arrested there.
God bless you, Madam Origin. Thank you, ma'am. All right, guys, we've come to the end of this broadcast. I want to use the opportunity to appreciate every one of you that participated for today's session. May God bless you all. Those of you that came to the panel, Madam Patricia, thank you very much. Mr. Jonathan Kingsley, thank you. Mr. Alex, give us a mandate. Oga Consign, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Those of you that called in, Madam Origin, Oga Chris, and thank you very much. And my brother right there from London. I appreciate every one of you, my wonderful people. On the comment section, I got support from Grace Cantudu once again. Thank you very much. June Ambaseki, thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you. Federal government would like to know whereabout is Ruth Ogunleye. Yes, ever since they removed her from Lagos to Abuja, the army lady that cried out, we've not heard from her. Please, we are asking, we want to hear from her. We want to know if she's fine or if she's still alive. We'll continue to echo this every day on this platform until we hear from her. I appreciate every one of you right there on the comment section. Thank you very much, Mother of All Mommy Diaspora. Thanks for joining us today. Again, I appreciate you always for being there with me 24/7. Thank you very much, my wonderful people. Tony Amaduke, thank you. Michael Oganamaro, I can see right there, sir. Thank you. Julian Salami, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Beatrice Obiekwe, thank you, my wonderful people. Patricia Nofe, my dear sister, I can see right there as well. Michael Oganamaro, John, thank you very much. Anthony Ola, thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. Constant, I can see you as well. Peggy Modi, thank you very much. God bless you all. We've come to the end of this broadcast. 3 hours, 25 minutes, stay counting is enough for Saturday. Hopefully, by God's grace, fingers crossed, we'll be back again tomorrow by 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And for those of you that are going to be playing back this video, please endeavor to like, share, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we are here. You can join us so we all can interact and talk together. My people, now we'll go draw the curtain. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care and good night and bye for now.
I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. Go there, biza. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan akanbi. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. I go show you love. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. But I know they do competition with anybody. Forgive me, show me love, oh, I go show you love, eh. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love, oh, I go show you love, oh. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. No, they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Oh, tó bá ti sanwó fún Ṣẹ́gun nàbí o. Ẹ fẹ́ jókù. Alákọ̀bí. Ṣẹ́gun nàbí. Alákọ̀bí. Sábà mẹ́la. Anybody. Any bobo. Anybody. Mo ló ń fọlú, ó gbà mí bó ṣe rí mi láti kíníṣí. Délé mo ló ń fọlú, ẹ jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀. Délé o.